Hello, I'm Joe Walensky. I'm the program manager for Seattle's annual user experience conference called ConveyUX, and that's coming up February 27, 28, and March 1. And so I'm talking with another one of our interesting speakers that's going to be at the conference. Today I am speaking with Dave Hightower. Hello, Dave. How you doing?
Doing well, doing really well. Hey, Joe.
Well, I'm talking from my home on Vashon Island in the Seattle area. Where are you speaking to us from today?
Coming to you from just south of Nashville, Tennessee. So, yeah, right outside the city.
Well, we're happy to have you joining us in Seattle and look forward to your contribution. Just start things off. Why don't you talk a little bit about what you've done and what kinds of things that you're doing now?
Yeah, absolutely. Background-wise, I've been in the nonprofit world for almost a decade now. Yeah, just working with different nonprofits on their UX angle and I would say front end UI, UX angle. It's just been a handful of different nonprofits. I've been with the last one since June of 2014. It's called Global Impact, and so it's out of DC. I'm in Nashville, obviously, so I work off an East Coast time clock, but I work here out of my home office. And yeah, just doing a lot more recently with over the last few years with donation, custom donation software and app development, and just for the nonprofit world. But yeah, I've worked with some agencies. I've done some freelance over the years, but yeah, just kind of all funneled into nonprofit for me in terms of software. Yeah.
And can you talk a little bit more about your organization and the types of things that you're involved with there?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been around since the 50s, so it's pretty well established. Global Impact, it's worked with, some really high-level NGOs for years. So, Doctors Without Borders, Save the Children, Mercy Corps, those types of organizations. And what we are is, we're pretty much a middleman between, corporations, who want to do workplace giving campaigns, and then those nonprofits who want to connect with corporates. We've also done some, a lot of work with the government over the years with a campaign called the CFC campaign, the Combined Federal Campaign, and it's where military personnel can give to charitable causes. So yeah, so basically Global Impact just does a lot of consulting, a lot of philanthropy consulting, and just growing that muscle of philanthropy, and especially in terms of international cause issues. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it sounds like a great organization, and so it'll be great to hear more about that in your talk. And you're also part of our new development stream interest area, which we have a number of sessions at the upcoming conference. And so you're involved with a lot of the technologies and the underlying framework that brings our user interface designs to life. So I was just wondering if you have any kind of perspectives about what it's like being in that part of our field.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, it sounds like, we'll be able to help kind of combine the design and development worlds more. And I mean, I hope to be able to bridge the gap between those two disciplines a little bit with what I'm talking about this year. Yeah.
Well, getting to your topic, you have an interesting title, so I'll ask you to give us a little bit of an idea about what we can expect from it. So the title is 20 million people, 12 days, 8 organizations, and 1 George Clooney. So.
Yeah, I toyed around with the title for this talk for a while, and I just thought that I might as well just kind of do something related to numbers because, we all deal with data and numbers. So, yeah, I just, basically, it's at a very high level. When I refer to the 20 million, we're talking about the people in need of famine relief in East Africa. And the 12 days is how long we ran the campaign for this summer. It was late summer when we ran this giving campaign that we did. We worked with 8 organizations, 8 nonprofits to just kind of be able to put a face on the issue and be able to fundraise for the issue. And then the George Clooney is he was one of the people that was involved with the campaign in terms of promotion and just high level promotion. So yeah, you can find that video on YouTube. Actually, there's if you search George Clooney and famine relief, it'll pop right up. But yeah, basically at a real high level, that's what it was about. The Horn of Africa has just gone through a lot of just really devastating food shortages over the last few decades, and it's kind of all just come to a head over the last 5 years, I'd say. So that's what the effort was for from a fundraising angle. From a design and development perspective, we worked with a couple different agencies that I'll talk about in more detail during the talk. But we had two design agencies. On our side, we were doing the development and building the infrastructure to take donations and to promote the campaign. So I'll talk more about the server structure, and caching and domain management, but I'll also talk about templating and, building the different campaign templates and just how we worked with the design team to make it all come to life. And at some point in the talk, I'm hoping I can cover the results of it. I should be getting final reports here from my finance department. But yeah, it was a very successful campaign. We had a lot of cool partners. We had Pepsi working with us on it, and just very successful. It was a pretty quick campaign in terms of development and building the app for the actual fundraising. So that some of the challenges that I'll be talking about have to do with just how to stand up an app quickly and just what that entails, from a design and development, perspective, or a front end, perspective. Yeah.
Well, really looking forward to having you involved in talking about this important topic and how that manifested itself in terms of your design work. So we'll see you in just about a couple of months.
That sounds great, Joe. Yeah, looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks a lot, Dave. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much. Okay.